Wasn't meant for this year. And here's the real thing I love. It's so quick and so easy. You're going to be able to see and witness all this stuff. You're just going to want to go next year. You know, if you sit down and watch it.
Totally. I agree. Highly recommended. And thanks for bringing it up.
No problem. And I will admit to everyone in public, I did a pathetically, horribly, putrid, disgusting, uncommonly half-assed job, i.e. I didn't promote at all the fact that it was streaming live on the newradio.net.
Yeah, you did a pathetic job of that because I didn't know about it.
Well, as soon as Bruce called me in a panic at 10:05 and said, "We're not streaming, we need to stream." Oh, okay. I hooked them up, turned the stream on, and then 5 minutes later, I had family visitors and who insisted we go out and we spend money again. So we went and did that. I got home, and by the time I got home, it was already done.
Oh, man.
So I blame family because I can.
This is a good thing to blame. It's never our fault, just so we know.
Yeah, exactly. I tried. Okay, now onto some serious stuff. Even though this isn't really serious, Steve, you've seen this kind of thing before, but I honestly believe this one is a little bit more complete. If you click on the link and it's to, is that Futurist?
Yeah.
But it's F-U-T. Yeah. Futurist. Yeah. .se. There's a link there, and there's a posting called GNU Linux Distribution Timeline 1202. So this was from February of this year. And if you click on the PNG file, your bandwidth might suffer for about 10 seconds, even if you're on a fast connection.
Oh my God.
I know. This is the most utterly complete timeline I've seen of Linux. Now I'll say if someone goes to this and clicks this, they might understand a little bit more when someone asks me, what Linux should I use?
I can't even load it. It's too, I can't even navigate it. It's too huge. It's amazing.
Right. And this is the kind of choice people have. You know, it can very easily be overwhelming. I will say a fair amount, probably half or more of all these lines have ended, i.e. there's no more updates for them. Like, I can't even pronounce that one.
Well, it says some discontinued distros. Chaos, Damn Vulnerable Linux, Kate OS.
Yeah. And there's a fair amount that, still go on and they're pumping hard. So when someone asks me what Linux should I use, if I know them good enough, I ask them specifically, give me details. What do you want to do? How do you want to do it? What do you expect out of it, kind of thing? And I ask a lot of questions because there is virtually always one that will come very close to meeting your needs. If I expect you to say, well, I want to browse the internet, go get Linux Mint or Solus OS. Super quick. I have to diverge, Steve. I think we need to read an email from Kitty Cat.
Kitty Cat.
Kittykatt, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you have the subject line?
Linux for the rest of us. SOLUSOS review.
Got it. Okay, so this is I did read this, but let me just get it in my mind here. Is this an email they sent to you, right?
Yep.
And it was from Brett originally, right?
Yes, from Brett.
Want me to read that part?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So Brett Bowenkamper, now see the developer of it?
That's what I believe, yes. He's the main guy.
All right, Brett Bowenkamper. Send a message, and here we go. Just wanted to let you know, and this is to Door. Just want to let you know, Ike and the rest of the team here really loved your review of Solus OS. And you want me to read the whole thing?
Sure.
Feel free to join us on IRC at irc.solusos.com/SolusOS, or join us on the forums at forums.solosos.com. Ike would be happy to hear from you. We'd all be happy to answer any questions you may or may not have. From Brett.
And I am registering right now. Okay. I didn't listen to last week's show when I first got this email. Okay. Then I listened to the show and I'm like, oh man, I even badmouthed it a little bit in the beginning. I'm an a-hole.
I don't remember the badmouthing. I remember a glowing review.
Well, I said soulless. I don't want to be soulless and stuff like that. So, that wasn't really good.
That's all right. They sounds like he forgave you.
I know. Well, someone gave me what they said the definition of, because it's not a English word or not a English American word, and it didn't mean anything about being soulless. So,
well, it's not S-O-U-L. That would be soul, your soul. It's S-O-L. So that's more like solace, which is good.
Yes.
Thing.
Well, okay. But so I'm really, if they listen to another episode, I'm really sorry I kind of came down on your name. If it makes you feel any better, I've been running it now for 2.5 weeks, and but no issues at all. It's almost like I'm running an embedded system kind of thing, because I don't need to install virtually anything.
Wow.
It already comes preloaded and everything just seems to work.
Dude.
So
and you gave it props on Linux Basics too.
Yeah, I mean, I had to. I think this could be huge in 2 years. It might be, not a lot of people saying the words Linux Mint. I think it's possible.
Wow, that's a great compliment.
Yeah, I mean, this is really cool, and I really want to thank them for the kind words. I want to thank the Z-Man. He's the guy that originally emailed them and said, "This guy Door does this show. He brought up your distro and he talked about it."
Sweet.
Yeah, so I got to thank John. John's a good guy.
John's in?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And now I digress again. Now I have to thank Uncle Al. And if you don't know who Uncle Al is, then you've obviously never came to a live show that especially streams video. Uncle Al likes the video. Twitch.tv/Podnutz, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Uncle Al can be found there most times. Or if you go visit Mike Tech's show or, a lot of other shows, he'll be there. Uncle Al sent me a main link. It's actually unixmen.com/category/gaming on Linux was the one that he sent me. Dude, I've never seen this site before in my life. And I feel like, why don't I know about this site? I mean, it has a herd, if you will, news about games and information about games, some games I've never heard of. Like the one they said, improve your singing, piano, and guitar skills with Performance. Performous, which the only way I can explain it almost looks like a Guitar Hero.
Yeah, it does.
Kind of thing game. And it looks like a completely free game.
Where the heck is it here? Okay. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, I can't thank Uncle Al enough. Something tells me I'm going to be mentioning this site maybe a little bit often in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. UnixMen.com.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, I guess I thought it was a manly site about Unix and I never looked at it.
That's awesome.
So I definitely want to thank Uncle Al. Uncle Al, thank you very much. You're the man.
Thanks, Uncle Al.
Okay, this next one I want to talk about a little bit, actually, and the description of the page and everything, and what is in the page is quite horrible.
Okay.
In explanation and description, I'll say. It's at github.com/B Mazzatelli something gal wiki executable list. And the name of the page is executables_list. And the description says, below is the full list of gal executables with the version numbers included.
I
And then
agree,
it lists,
I agree that that's terrible. 'Cause I have no idea what's going on here.
Exactly. And then it lists like 60 plus things or so.
And they're not even links.
I know. And if you look at it and you look at each one, you scroll down, something might click to the newer user. Something might not click to the newer user. They have no idea what they're looking at.
What the hell is this?
Okay. Here's the thing. Linux is the kernel. GNU is so many of the tools above the kernel. It's almost insane.
Okay.
Okay. Every time you do a CD to like change directory, LS to list files, CP to copy files, all of that kind of stuff is GNU. Okay. GOW is GNU on Windows. So you always hear how I praise the true power in Linux is really on the command line.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can do virtually anything you can imagine. And by that, I mean, you just got to learn how to do it.
Right.
These are a lot of the basic commands that a lot of people use in Linux to get a lot of functionality out of it. And these are all compiled for Windows here.
Jeez.
So if you have put together any kind of a Linux script in the past to do things, and your brain kind of understands a little bit about the Linux commands and scripting, and then you go into work and you're in a Windows world, and someone says, hey, Glenn, can you help us over here? Can't figure out how to do this. And in the back of your head, you think, this would be a lot easier on Linux. Now you can take some of the power. You can borrow just a little bit of the power from the Linux world, put it on your Windows box, and do a lot of crazy, cool scripting task kind of things on Windows using these Linux commands.
That's pretty damn awesome, if I must say. Now, they're all separate executables. You don't have to load like a whole GNU shell or anything like that.
Right. You basically download one file, you unzip it, and it is a bunch of exes.
Neat.
Yeah. And it even has tools on there like wget, which is one of, I think, insanely popular ones. And to be honest, another one I just learned about is called TR. Just the letter T, the letter R. Tony Robert, TR. I'm going to put a quick link in the chat and in the notes. If you're a new user, I don't know if this is something you can enjoy, but I will implore you, keep it in your I don't know, your hip pack, your fanny pack, something like that. That didn't sound good. Hold on to it for later, because if you get a little bit advanced at Linux, you can definitely take advantage. Can you tell what I'm doing, Steve?
You are typing and looking at. Oh no, I didn't even notice.
See, I learned from you.
Awesome.
There is a new podcast called Linux in the Shell. Okay, it's by Double Dan Washko. I almost forgot his name. That was really bad at me. And what it is, it's really kind of semi-advanced Linux commands. And what he does not just say, here's the command. He gives you explanation of how you can use the command, why you would use the command. And then like not examples of the command, because examples are boring kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he gives you example input and output from a thing.
Okay.
TR essentially is a replacement tool. So if you have, let's say, a file that has song name, record label, album name, and each line has that kind of thing, you can use this TR command to completely get rid of the record company name kind of thing.
I see.
I know I'm not doing a good job of explaining this, but I will say Dan Fry does do a good job of explaining this. And this is the kind of tool that now you can use on Windows.
Now, these tools that you can now use on Windows, this is a nice list, but does it show where to get